Hello and welcome to iFashy. In today's short tutorial, we'll be teaching us how to cut and sew this beautiful long cape. This top is so stunning, guys. Here's the one we made from this tutorial, looking so pretty on me. The compliment I received when I wore it gave me so much joy. And trust me, this is the simplest tutorial you'll come across on your timeline today. And this cape top can also be made in short length, just like the one the model is wearing on your screen. I made the longer length because I preferred that, and if you can make this long length, you can also make the short length. So guys, let's get right into this short tutorial. So here is the chiffon fabric that we'll be using to make this top in this tutorial. The length of this fabric is 81 inches, which is less than 2.5 yards. So I'm going to go ahead and measure it for you guys to see. I measured 60 inches. I continued and measured 21 inch, which made it 81 inches long, which is less than 2.5 yards. So the first thing we're going to be doing on this fabric now is to fold it into two, like you see me doing on the screen. We're folding it into two because the back and the front is cut together. There is no joining on the shoulder of this top. So after folding it into two, we're going to go ahead and fold it facing downwards. This part that we are folding to face down will be the length on the front. So we're going to go ahead and measure what we have on this front folded part. That is after measuring the length you want yours to stop at the front. So I want mine to be 17 inches long on the front. You can measure yourself and know where you want your own to stop. So after measuring, the folding I have on top of this fabric is 17 inches. This folded part on top is the front, while the part under is the part going to the back. The next thing we're going to do now is to go ahead and measure out our neckline. So at the top of this folded part of my fabric, I'm going to come inwards with 3 inches and come downwards with 3.5 inch. And then I'll mark out the neckline. For the depth of this neck, make sure it doesn't exceed 3 inches or 3.5. The width can be more than 3 inches because that's the part on the shoulder. You can make it wide, depends on how wide you want it to be on the shoulder. You can use your free hand to go ahead and mark out the neckline, or you can use the curve ruler to get that neckline. And after marking it, we're going to go ahead and cut that part out. After cutting, I'll go ahead and pin it down. The reason I'm pinning down this neck and this folded part is because this is a chiffon fabric and it tends to move or shift a lot. So we're going to go ahead and use our pin to secure this neckline and this folded part and arrange it properly, then open it out so that we can mark out the shape that we have on the front part of this top. So after opening out the fabric, you can see that the shape of our neck is out already. I'm just using my tape to measure to be sure I still have the 17 inches I want to have on my front. After that, we'll go ahead and mark out the curved shape we have at the front of this top. You can see what I'm doing here. From the front part, I used my chalk to mark a curve to go down straight. Now also at the end of the top, we're also going to mark out the same curve because the down part of this fabric is going to have a curve so that we can achieve the curve we have on the down part of the top. Also, on the upper part of the fabric, we have also marked out the curve to be able to achieve the curve that we have on the front part of this top. After marking out this curve with our chalk, I'll go ahead and use my scissors to cut out this fabric following this chalk line that we have here. After cutting, this is what we have. This is the shape that our top has. This upper part is the front part. Here we have our neckline, and on the down part, we have the down part of the top. So I'm going to take this to the sewing machine now and hem this edge all round. You can use a straight stitch to fold it in, or you can weave it with a weaving machine. And for the neckline, we're going to go ahead and use a bias tape to bias it. You can just fold it in neatly without using a bias strip. But if you have a bias strip or a straight fabric from the one you're working with, you go ahead and use it to turn this neckline. I guess we already know how to use our bias to turn our necklines. If you don't know how to do that, registration is on for our 3 months intensive beginners class. The link to register for the class is in the description box. Also, we are currently running a discount. Make sure not to miss this opportunity to join this class. So what I'm doing here now is using the bias strip that I cut out from the fabric to turn this neckline. After stitching it on the right side all around the neck, I'll flip it to the wrong side and fold in the bias strip and make a neat top stitch on top of it. And that will be that for the folding of this neckline. And when we are done with this neckline part, we'll go ahead and make a straight stitch all around the hem of this top. This top is very, very simple, guys. The only 2 things we're doing on the sewing machine here is to pipe down the neck and the hemline. That's all. This top doesn't have any darts or any joinings whatsoever. You just close the hem and close down the neckline. And that's that for this beautiful long cape top. So guys, we are done with the turning of the neckline. You can see what we have here. I'm going to go ahead and use my iron to press it to make sure it's very flat and neat. Remember, we're working with a chiffon fabric that tends to squeeze a lot. But after ironing, you're going to see how this top will look very neat. Now for the hemline, I'm also going to go ahead and use a straight stitch to stitch down all around the hem. And when we are done with that, we'll take it to the ironing table to give it a very nice press on this hemline and on the neckline that we just closed, and that will be that for this top. If you have not subscribed to iFashy channel yet, please do well to hit that subscribe button. Kindly encourage us by clicking on that subscribe button. Also remember to like and share this video so that it will be recommended to other people out there who would be needing this tutorial. While we are making this straight stitch on the hemline of this top, I want to quickly use this opportunity to tell us about our intermediate fashion program. A lot of us here, and even some of the graduates from our just concluded beginners class, has been asking for intermediate classes. So guys, our intermediate classes are starting this month. So if you are an intermediate fashion student, I want you to know that this class is packed and loaded just for you. In the space of 3 months, you'll be learning how to make a blazer, you'll be learning how to make pleated pants, cargo pants, neatly made corporate dresses, all the issues you have with neat finishings, zip bulges. As an intermediate student, you'll be getting to learn how to correct all those tiny little details that affects your finishing. We also have corsetry included in this class. We have funnel corsets, we have Victorian corsets, and we have cup corsets, both with skin mesh and ordinary fabric. This class is loaded, guys. Do not miss this opportunity. Registration is on. Kindly use the link in the description box to register and save your spot because class is starting this month. So here's what we have after joining the neckline and the hemline. I've gone ahead to press it down. I use this bust ham to press this neckline all around so that it doesn't squeeze because it is round, it is not straight. So that's why I did not iron it flat on the table. And for the hemline, I've gone ahead to also give it a good press. You can see how neat it's looking. There is no squeezes whatsoever. This is how easy it is to make this top. So what I'm going to do now is to put on this top for you guys to see how beautiful it came out. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Remember to like and share this video and also subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in our next tutorial.